Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
ABC Wednesdays.
Y'all can play all day. We want books. We want paper towels in the classroom. Bet you want razors, too.
I'm still waiting on the paper towels.
Abbott Elementary returns with a new season.
We asked the district for more after-school programs. They gave us $50 for class pets instead.
Critics cheer. Abbott Elementary continues to be one of the funniest and most beloved shows on TV.
What y'all doing out there?
Taking bribes.
Proud of y'all.
Abbott Elementary, Wednesdays, 9:30, 8:30 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
In this ad for the Mobile One brand, I have 30 seconds to talk about driving, which might be what you're doing right now. Maybe you're in the car, you're free, you're in control, on an open road with an open calendar. Your mind is wandering, and you're going with it. Or maybe you're stuck at work, in meetings, or emails, or worse, meetings about emails. And if that's the case, there's only one question. Why? Mobile One, for the love of driving. Visit loveofdriving.us/radio to learn more.
What did you just say?
I wish I could have new teeth.
Like George Washington?
So someone told me that that's actually not true, and I rebuke that information without a doubt. Just because
What part?
that he doesn't. Oh no! Now I remember. Oh God! No! Now I remember. Because I was about to say, you don't make that up out of thin air, and I go, it's a horrible story. Where does that come from? I go, oh, from the worst story where he stole legitimate teeth.
Yep.
You watched my brain go through all of it.
I was setting you up.
Hey,
I hit
you
record
know,
and said, what was that you said?
Melissa, you know my slow delay process. You saw the on my face, and I got there.
Yeah,
and here's the thing.
I said, what part isn't true?
We get there at different times.
Yes. He did not have wooden teeth.
Exactly.
But he did have teeth that were not his own.
Uh-huh. I actually saw was it a TikTok? Maybe it was a comment on something about it. And it was, which I was like, this is very true, and this is where I get the ethos. If someone is lying about something and it's objectively bad, the truth is objectively far worse. Mm-hmm. And that is the perfect example of it.
Yep. I agree. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. How was your lunch?
They were soft. They were microwave pot stickers. Could I have put them on the stovetop? Because, well, in the cooktop, there's no stove. I just snotted from laughing. But I didn't, because you're not here to tell me, Megan, stop. They'll taste so much better if you do it that way. Take an extra time to enjoy something more.
Yeah. I remember you were going to put olive oil on it, and I was like, it calls for canola oil. I have some.
See, this is where we differ, and I wish I was so much more like you in the sense that, I will live my life to a lesser level of satisfaction purely out of ease. And you're like, why don't you just take the extra 0.2 seconds and make something enjoyable? And I go, that's a lot of effort. And that's my problem.
You don't like to enjoy life is your problem.
No, my problem is if something doesn't bring me serotonin in the immediate moment, it's the impulse thing. That's the issue. It's the impulse control issue where it's why don't you just that's when I I prefer to be surprised, because if someone tells me oh, there's something exciting, anticipation, I'm like, you can't tell me that, because I will need it immediately as the moment is happening.
I don't like being surprised, because most of the time people surprise me. It's not a good surprise. Their thought is not something that brings me joy. I'm like, that's not what I asked for. I'm very specific about what I want out of life, and I don't like surprises.
That's fair. I will say I have managed to hack the system a little bit, because if I will make things a surprise that other people aren't making a surprise, where it's I was thinking for your birthday, I have an idea, And I'll be like, don't tell me, just make it a surprise. And then like Mott's has been like, okay, I probably should change it because like I'm not confident it's that good. And so then I'm like, cool, go for it. But like, if other people know you're excited about a surprise, then they know like, oh shit, I have to make this a good surprise. So I will say he's gotten exponential. But like, there are times like certain things he like has wanted to do for my birthday, which he also, the great thing about having like you in my life is that I know I can direct Mott's to you and you're not going to screw me over if he's like, you will steer him in the right direction. Whereas Kyle, I love to absolute bits and pieces. Keyword there, bits. Kyle loves a bit. So Kyle will, if he will go, this is an objectively correct option, but I think this is kind of funny and I would love to see that reaction. Some days he might be feeling like really sentimental and he's going to pick what I care about. But more often than not, like he's going to be so tempted by that bit that he's going to fucking pick the bit. And like, I love that about him. I also struggle to not pick the bit when it comes to Kyle. Like that's just our relationship. So, you always just have to make sure that you have people. I don't think a surprise should ever be an individual effort. Like you should always bounce those ideas off of whether they're friends, family, strangers. You just check. You got to do a vibe check.
Yeah, agree.
So that's my feeling of surprises. But I did tell everybody that I would let them know what I'm doing. I'm currently in a hotel room what day is this coming out? This is coming out next week.
Tuesday.
Okay. I won't be here then, but I'm currently in a hotel room in San Mateo, a city in Northern California that I have never been to on purpose. I might have accidentally gotten off on an exit around here at some point, but I'm looking at my view I am parallel to the freeway. Melissa, I could throw, if these windows opened, I could throw an apple and without my glasses on, hit the window of each car. Like the cars in my view.
What does that mean?
That they're so close that I could like, these are moving targets and I could hit my moving target without my glasses on.
So you're just like living on the freeway.
Yeah. Like the cars in my view are, okay, come on, drive by. Suddenly there are none. Okay. They're like this big.
That means nothing to me.
What do you... Oh, okay. I guess you're right. That doesn't mean anything. You guys can't see the video. I'm trying to show her with my fingers how big they are in my view. So they're just not... It's not like they're little ants. Like they're big cars from here. But yeah, so I'm here. Mott's he was out of town for work and he had ended up having to leave like almost a week before he thought. And so... He's been living out of a hotel room for
years. Like
legitimately so fucking long. And I thought I was being like cringy and annoying, being like, oh my God, like, am I crazy? Just like, I'm so lonely. Like, this is like so boring. And I also like can't fucking sleep. And I was like, is it crazy if I like go like to him? And I remember before I even said that was on my mind for you, I was telling you that Mott's out of town. I was like, yeah, I'll be out of town. And I like said how many days. And you go, you're going, right? That's so long. What the fuck are you going to do? And I go, wonderful. Thank you. That is all I need to hear because I was like, am I crazy? Like, I was like, and Mott's kept being like, is it crazy if you just like come? And so because he had to end up leaving, like he found out like the morning of, or like late that night or something that it was like, oh, you have to leave like in like 7 hours or something instead of like 4 or 5 days later. So I wasn't able to go with him for the whole time, but I will be here and I'm hanging out. It's now also turned into work on my end, which is totally fine because we love a job a lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm stoked about it, but I just am like,
it was a surprise job.
It was a surprise job. Like this wasn't like a sneaky, like, I knew, like I had no clue. It was just, you're here. We need someone to do this thing that you're actually very, like, you have experience and you're good at. Mm-hmm. Why don't you do this? And I was like, oh, amazing. And now I get to swap out and start using my Amex. So I go, business expense. I am here for business. Me at Target yesterday buying my travel size lotion for my business trip. And I was like, oh, I love when this happens.
Me too.
Yeah. So I will be here. And then we have like another little thing that's a partial of a weekend that's for work. So I think we're officially back I say we. Mats has been working the whole time. I will in total have worked 2 days. But my other work on like Tuesday or something. So I'm living out of a suitcase, and that's fine. Except I did not plan for this surprise working job thing. So,
but if you have to buy a uniform for work,
I know. Got to buy some khakis and a visor.
Mm-hmm.
So
and some hoka.
I know everywhere I say it, I just want to go from finding.
I've never seen it anyway. So
I know. Didn't found it. Never found it. Couldn't found any.
Didn't found
any. So that has been my life, and I've also like been like weirdly not on not weirdly, but like not on Instagram or like posting anything because of this. Because I don't want to accidentally post it like when Moss is out of town because like that's not smart for safety.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also just like literally did not sleep. So the only person I was responding to was probably every 12 to 18 hours, Melissa would text me and just be like, "You alive?" And I would be like, "Yep, sorry."
Said, "Please give me some signs of life."
Signs of life. And then it would happen again. And I would be like, "Oh, yep, here, my bed, sorry." And then you go, "Did you sleep?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." My life. This is Draw My Life. It's like quirky, crazy, cool, fun. And I think that's it. What did you get up to this weekend?
Last weekend, this weekend, and this coming up weekend, I've just been trying to have chill weekends because the next couple weekends will be very busy. So
what are your next couple weekends after?
So then Samantha's having birthday things that take up both Saturday and Sunday.
She should have been born in the month of August. That's big Leo energy.
And then, of course, Beyonce is the next weekend.
Oh my God. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the first weekend of October?
No, it's the 24th is the concert. So I leave on the 22nd. Wow. Yeah.
Do you have your outfit?
Well, I was holding off since she did like that surprise thing that ends right before my concert, where it was like everybody had to wear silver because it was Virgo season, and she just put it on her Instagram, and a lot of people had already got their outfits and they were not happy. And then I heard people were getting like not harassed, but people were like, "Guess you didn't get the silver memo," for people that had like made their like handmade, which I'm like, whatever. She didn't even wear silver the whole time.
No.
And so I was holding off just in case she had another surprise, because she just told those people like a week before and then going up. But I have an outfit picked out, so we'll see. I really like what Quinta had on.
That was really fun.
Incredible.
And I loved the hair and makeup, all of it with it.
Yes.
Like it was like
it's the same person that's been styling her.
They're fucking crushing it. But I do think that like there's a difference, I think, between the people who wore silver and the people who like embodied silver, and also like with the silver so like Quinta's doing like I'm not from this earth silver. Like it was like, and that's the whole thing where people are like, "I'm just wearing silver sequins." I go, "I'm so sorry. As in someone who attended the Eras tour, you are lost. Come with us. Like, see, it's a different vibe." And so that one, and like with the hair, all of it, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is exactly it."
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Kendall Jenner in her gray bandage dress.
I don't even want to talk about her. So I have an outfit picked out.
That is silver or is not?
It is silver. But it's not like perfectly silver. I think I'll be fine with silver regardless, but so I'm just holding off on buying it, but I do have it. Oh, I've been waking up at 6:30 a.m. every morning.
Oh, to practice?
To practice, and I've been doing it. So I went ahead and signed up for the group.
I didn't doubt you. I just doubted how wonderful the experience would be.
I've been actually getting up and writing. So it wasn't like just like getting up.
First thing in the morning?
First thing in the morning is just depends. But it's like a time thing. So it's like 10 a.m. So it's not like because I'm awake that I'm going. It's because it's 10 a.m. I'm going.
You and Mott's both just have such a lax pooping schedule.
But I feel that's
in
so
life.
regimented. It's every day at 10. It's not lax.
No, it's just that you also don't drink coffee in the morning.
I don't drink coffee. Period.
Well, neither does he. So for me, we don't need to talk about my bowel movements. We're talking about you.
Anyway, I got accepted to the group. There's a lot of people. How many people are on this sheet? 60 people.
How long did you give yourself of a trial? Do you think let me see if I can do this before you applied?
I applied last night. And I started whenever we talked last Thursday.
You're really just saying it, doing it, living it, breathing it. There is,
and not
you're
only
not giving
that,
yourself enough time to psych yourself out. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, and not only that, but I was named the group leader.
Shut the fuck up! Of course you were.
Because you had to put in all your information. And they were and then I opened the sheet, and my name was highlighted in green, and I was like, "What's this for?" And some people are highlighted in yellow, and I'm a group leader. And then there's 3 backups.
So what do the people who you applied to do? I would think they were the group leaders.
There's 18 people in my group. Well, because there's so many different times. So I don't think they can be in every single one. But it's a film organization, people that work in film. And
they were she's got credits.
Yep.
This is how I think if you somehow managed to accidentally go to a cult and meet some man. No, and then they go, "Do you want to just take this over?" You go, "Yeah, you guys are not doing a very fucking good job." And you're begrudgingly becoming all of that. And then you're in this fucking palace surrounded by all of these jewels, and everybody's kissing your feet and stuff, and you're like, "Okay,
I guess I'll accept this."
But sure, whatever. Yeah. It is literally our begrudging leader. If we have a revolution, you're gonna have to hide, so because people are gonna be we need her, and you're figure it out.
Literally, I say that to some people every week when I see them and they want me to do a specific thing, and I'm like, bitch, do it yourself. I literally said this the last time that they asked me to do something, and it came out of my mouth before I meant it to come out.
I want you to know that I have a person in my mind that I wish you said it to. I don't think you said it to them, but I would have loved if you did.
But yeah, so I guess I'll have to go to this since I'm the leader.
Yeah, follow the leader.
Yeah, so there's that.
I always knew you were a star.
I know. So I'm going to treat this as if this is a writer's room and I'm the head writer.
They're going to say I was going to treat this this is a presidency. This is my cabinet. No, I think it'll be good. And I also think knowing you, I think having having not being a minor cog in the machine will also be good in the creative sense, because you need to feel good about yourself in order to be creative and write well. And this, it's it's giving you a pat on the back, because you need the praise and you need the confirmation to continue to, because being with this kind of creative stuff, you have to be creative and you have to put yourself out there, and you have to be a little egotistical to do that. And so this is a good of being you are worthy. And it's
also,
okay.
I will have to get up and do this.
And you're an inspiration to millions. It's becoming not only are they they're giving you this validation that you're doing great, you're all this, but then you're oh, all these other people, they look up to me.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm happy for you. If I had known there was a group leader, I would have predicted that they were going to assign that to you. I don't think I would have predicted before you ever spoke. Before I thought it might have been a community effort. Let's vote at the end after the first one. But I am not shocked that they just had to pull up an IMDb pro and read your answers and go, she's overqualified. Throw her in there.
Yeah, but now I don't have an out.
You never had an out. That was my issue with this for you before. Like,
my out was I just would stop showing up, as I did with many of the jobs I had in my past.
But now if you stop showing up, it's mysterious. And
it's like
mysterious what happened to her.
And
maybe she got a huge job.
Well, when I get a huge job, I'm just going to be like, I'm not coming anymore.
Well, no, I was going to say, but if you got a huge job now, they would be like, and she's the biggest scab of all. Like, that'd be really bad if you got a huge job right now.
Yes.
No, but like, true. I do think that the eyes, this is like what Gabe said, where Gabe put one of Gabe's biggest fears imprinted onto me the first time they literally said this, and I turned to them, I go, I've never thought about this before, and I will never stop thinking about it now, which is you don't want to die being the least famous person on the airplane because no one will write it up. You want to be the most famous person wherever you die, so your name is in the headline. So right now, you're what, highlighted in green, you said? So if the big old green disappears, people are they'll be Googling. Your SEO will spike. They'll be
It probably already, my IMDb has probably already gone up for the week. And I randomly check it because I'm like, why is it going up when I'm not actively working on something?
Check it on your birthday. It always is good on your birthday.
No, but I check it all. I don't think is mine on, because I think I might have got on IMDb after they stopped that thing where they automatically put your birthday on there.
I don't even know if it's the birthday there or if it's because
people just like
look you up. Yeah, because like more people are, I don't know, something about it.
Yeah, I am up higher than I've been. I'm up in an upswing.
Hey, and you know why? Because they're following the leader, and the leader is you. And as somebody who also follows you as my leader, I'm excited for them. They're in for a wonderful time. But they should know there's not a lot of room on your coattails. I am taking up a lot of room. I am very tall.
But they occupy a different section.
No, I'm on your coattails. They are fanning you and feeding you grapes as you all walk, and they're only like a step behind you. And I can latch on to some of them too. And I just
that's what I'm saying. See, they also have writing power, so it's separate.
I found a note on here of like things to talk to Melissa about, except this is actually, I'm supposed to remind you. I wrote down, remind that thing that we read that we said no way from the people. So you have to tell me that later. So that's what I have.
Oh, yeah.
I did a lot of, I got like a lot of stuff done around the house. I installed a second Ring camera. When I tell you, it took me a day. I mean, it took me more than, I like started and I was like, I'm bored. I don't want to do this anymore. And so like, there's a lot of like,
how long does it take you to do it?
Me or like, should it take somebody?
When you say install, are you like actually
drilling it in?
Drilling?
Yeah.
How long does that take?
Oh, it should probably take 10 minutes, but it took me 3 days because I kept getting bored and like.
But like, I'm at what part of drilling did you get bored at?
Because there's 4 holes, and after the second hole, I was just like, ugh. And so then I like went back inside to like grab a different. But I got a new bit, like I got a masonry bit. But I was like, damn, my throat is fucking hurting. And then it was windy, and they go, what is that, Melissa? I forgot to put a mask on, and I'm like hawking of loogies, and I go, that's a funny color, Megan. That is the masonry from the side of your home. It's okay. I snotted it all out, and then I did my homemade mask, which was a hoodie tied as tight as possible underneath my eyes, so I had no shoulders. I did try and look threatening, so I do want to speak to my neighbors to be like, if you saw me over the course of a week, were you worried about me, or were you like, Mott's is definitely out of town and she's on the offense? But
was your ring on?
No, it went on later.
Damn.
You should also
some good footage.
I was thinking this the other day that I was like, I should have not just Mott's and I on the ring. I was like, it'd be really funny if I also gave you access to the ring, because I was like, what if something, where else do I go? Your place. If you're like trying to like retrace the steps, I mean, you can call Mott's, but like it might be handy if something you had it. And I was thinking about it. I forget what day it was. Oh, it was like I could picture what you would have said. Like I had an out of body experience in the moment of like realizing how I was so weird. I like went outside our front door, but I forgot what I was doing. And I just stood there. And I don't know how long it had been, but at least 5 minutes later, I realized I just stood there and I'm just standing in front of the mirror and in front of the ring. And I'm just like completely still. And then I just turn and look at the ring being like, what am I doing out here? And in my head, I was like, if Melissa had the live feed of this, she would have scared me and like made a noise about like 4 minutes ago. And I maybe would have remembered what I was actually here for.
I would have been coaching you.
Yeah. You would have been like, ooh. And you would have stopped and I've been like, I do that to
my phone is always on do not disturb. So
that is the difficulty. And also your ring is usually on do not disturb because the first time that I went to when you moved and I clicked it, and it rang and you were like, sorry, we are unavailable. And at first I thought it was a joke. And you were like, oh no, that's just the auto programmed. And I was like, it was so slightly passive aggressive.
I changed it now.
What does it say now?
It says, we're unavailable. You can leave a message now if you'd like.
Oh, for your solicitors.
Mm-hmm.
Both romantic and financial. And I don't know what the intentions of some of the other ones are, but they're a little too aggressive and they're unwanted.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of those.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Nicolas Cage? Conflicted?
It's not even conflicted. I'm like, he exists and I enjoy some of the things that I've seen him in, but I don't understand the hype.
So there's a couple of things that he does that I'm like, love, but by no means is his stamp of approval mean I'm here for it. Like,
no, but also like, wasn't he bankrupt and was just saying yes to everything so then he could pay off his debt?
Yeah. And there's just like odd stuff, but I did see this. Allegedly. I did see, so some of my favorite, I love other people's like gossip and I love all the intricacies. So one of my favorite subreddits is like the nanny subreddit. Again, the profession.
I was like the TV show.
No. And so I ended up, because I already joined the nanny one and I read it religiously, they've been like, how do you feel about server life? And it's all about people who are servers. And someone had posted, and I knew this was going to be gold, but because of the strike, there are some goddamn fucking prompts people put on Reddit. And I go, you know exactly who you're targeting. And it is the unemployed actors and writers who are ready to talk about Hollywood. And it's, have you ever had a celebrity come into your work and how did they act? This person said, Nicolas Cage came once and told me he was looking for a flavor. And I was like, this man's an Aquarius. As soon as I read that, proceeded to order $600 worth of drinks, appetizers, and a few entrees and was unsuccessful. Then there was a time when he came in with his girlfriend, pounded 3 martinis in under half an hour, and proceeded to get in a screaming match with said girlfriend. She left with his wallet and keys, and we had to call him a cab. Other interactions with him are normal. He preferred silent service, but those stand out. A male Aquarius. Absolutely wild.
You know who you should send that to?
Who?
They know. Someone that's not in Hollywood. Georgia.
Okay, then this one also made me laugh. So this was in the Dumois subreddit, which was actor or comedian who's rude, and they had posted one of their blinds or like anon, please, that whole format. Someone said, Nathan Lane was once shoved up against a wall by Harvey Weinstein at a party because he hates Harvey and wouldn't stop talking shit, aka telling the truth about him. I doubt he's the one with the abuser friend. They're basically guessing who this blind could be about for anyone who's unfamiliar with how Dumois works. So someone had guessed Nathan Lane and someone responded with this. Apparently Nathan's response was, you can't threaten me. I don't have a film career. And I was like, I love that. And like, I don't believe 90% of these stories unless I have a personal story with said person, or it's similar to a story I have or someone else I know has had. And then there are moments like this where I have nothing to confirm it except for like that sentence. And I go, either that is true or you are a fantastic writer. Mm-hmm. And that's fine.
I told you this, but I had the Dumois person on Candace's podcast, a Super Bloom podcast. It'll be out on Thursday.
Did you already record it?
Mm-hmm.
I just saw this title on Reddit and it made me laugh, and I don't even watch the show. but it's under mildly infuriating. My coworker won't stop referring to Peter Griffin by just his first name and telling stories about him like they're friends. And I love that, and we need to steal that for a character. Like, that is so fucking funny. Like, where you just reference it like you're friends, and I love it. And did you see that Chobani posted a job listing for an executive writer where the salary range is $185,600 a year to $278,400 a year?
Why is the range so wide open?
What are you writing for yogurt? Like,
I
first
don't
of all,
know, but
those are small containers.
Why didn't you send that to me so I can?
First of all, it's New York. If I'm going to ride your coattails, it's not bi-coastal.
You can't do it virtually. Like, what
it says
do I
hybrid,
need
but I think they mean hybrid in and out of the office, not hybrid Los Angeles and New York.
But like, what do I need to be doing to write for yogurt that requires me to go into the office?
So people have been like dissecting this, and especially like HR people on Twitter. They're like, okay, the way that this is written is definitely like correct, but the categorization is incorrect. But people are like, it's definitely like a COO position. I don't know why they're calling it an executive writer. Like, that's not what, like, writing will be a part of it, but like, this is like a COO position. And I was like, oh, because it did seem just like executive writer for yogurt. Chobani's one word. And what do you have? Full fat, low fat, 2%, strawberry, blueberry.
Do they have sayings on the inside of the flap?
First of all, I do think that is an accurate depiction of how much you should be paid for. If you are having to come up with limericks,
yeah,
I think if you're naming ice cream flavors, yeah. By the way, Ben & Jerry's now has a bunch of, well, you can have coconut, but I can't. They have almond milk ice creams, like based ice creams. So far, most of the ones I've seen here have had gluten in them, but it's looking exciting for me.
I am not a fan of coconut ice cream.
Oh, so then this is exciting for you as well. Welcome to almond. As almond's number one fan.
Of almond either.
Take that back. Almond cow. You can't say that.
No, I mean almond ice cream. There's not recipes on almond cow for almond ice cream.
But if there are, Melissa will go back in time and edit this out if you give her sponsorship.
I will make it better.
Yeah, I feel like you could actually make really good ice cream with your almond cow.
Yeah, I know I can. That was why I got the almond cow, because it was step 1. I've said this numerous times.
Okay, so then
when
do we get to step 2?
When somebody purchases me the other machine that I want. Because I don't want to buy it myself. You got a big job.
First of all, Melissa, this is the only job I've had in a very long time. I know. I was like, if only this was like coming after like stacks of money, it would feel like it wouldn't feel like it would feel like a party and a trip. Not ooh, thank God.
Yeah.
Ooh, close call. But I have an ice cream maker, so we could do a combo, or you could gift me some lovely almond cow, and I could workshop.
I've literally
with my ice
made
cream.
you some twice, and you've forgotten it both times.
I remember forgetting it once, so I apologize for that. I don't remember forgetting it twice, and I apologize for that as well. I only remember one of those instances, but I'm not here to doubt that the second one also happened.
And since I'm not a huge fan of almond milk, it kind of just sat there.
Yeah, that's my bad. I apologize. I will, next time, I will write it on Sharpie on my arm, which is what I used to do in high school. But I saw this tweet that was her, yogurt writer, him, UPS driver, budget, $4.3 million. And then they included a photo of house hunters.
Nice.
And I was like, that's fucking funny.
Anything else?
I'm finding ones.
So we can skedaddle.
I was going to ask you, Nina Parker tweeted, we got to teach our parents how to properly use emojis. My mom just used this one to tell me someone passed. And it's like the sly winking emoji. And she said, ma'am. And as somebody whose parents, I find them accidentally hilarious and on purpose hilarious. And the fact that there are so many things I have said, like, oh, I think your dad would like this. And you said that is above his technology pay grade. I was curious if there are any emojis that you've either had to correct them on or you encourage the problematic behavior and usage of them for laughter? Do either of your parents do that?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Damn, you taught them well.
They're not big emoji. Well, first of all, it took my dad forever.
I feel like your dad would be an emoji guy.
It took him forever just to get on the internet. So emojis probably aren't even on his radar.
Yeah. So in like 6 years, he'll be like, how do these work? That's it. Stephen King's wife played Mambo No. 5. Oh no, Stephen King played Mambo No. 5 so much his wife threatened to divorce him, which is the most relatable thing in celebrity news.
It's a great song.
It is.
I wish y'all could see the dance move that Meghan just did.
Oh, finally, Melissa, I almost texted you this. As someone who's tried to be a personal influencer to get me to get Crocs, I'm sold. Do you know why?
Who?
No, you, because you have Crocs, and every time I see them by your door, I go, I should get these. And you go, you shouldn't get them. And I go, but I should get them because you have them.
But I only use them to walk outside to take the trash out.
And
That's
I see
literally
them.
the
or
only
when
use,
you walk outside to walk me to my car.
Yes.
And I see them,
literally
Melissa,
the only.
once a week. They made Shrek Crocs.
Those are the ugliest things I have ever seen.
Would you call them ogre-like?
They're ugly as fuck. I'm talking about the book.
Yeah, we're talking about, and from one of my favorite books, Shrek.
Mm-hmm.
So, watch out.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry because people would run if they saw you coming with those on. Because
running from me is still attention.
The ears are literally poking out. They have dirt as the sport mode.
I don't like the nose. I would like to remove It's giving Mr. Potato Head, and that is unsettling.
The whole thing is giving Mr. Potato Head.
But you should know that when I was going in my Croc journey, I was drawn to the things that were. I was getting one that was like a disco ball that had actual lights. I was looking at the headlight. I was looking at one that was a bulldozer at the front. Like the fact that I could make this so 3D was a big selling point. And they were getting less and less practical. And I don't think I'd even be able to use them to take the trash out.
Do they have Crocs that are Mr. Potato Head? Because if not, that is a huge missed opportunity.
That's actually a really good point. Like Post Malone has Crocs, but Mr. Potato Head doesn't. What about Mrs. Potato Head? Or Miss Potato Head? We don't know. Maybe they got divorced.
Maybe.
Normalized divorce. Okay.
Right,
wow, it's looking like a lot of DIY.
I know you're in your DIY era, so
not this. I have limits.
Do you?
Okay.
All right. Well, we will see you next Tuesday. I've got orientation at 5:30 as a leader.
I'm dead.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests who share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone. So we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural Then and Now.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast. And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.